it's a very, very difficult one to forecast, and you can see that in terms of economist expectations. You've got some out there saying a rise of employment of over 100,000, some saying a fall in employment over 100,000. Most, though, are saying a rise in unemployment, and that's because while you may get a rise in employment in terms of jobs, you get more people looking for jobs, given so the easing of the lockdown restrictions across many parts of the country. The other complication that we've got in the current figures is whether Victoria whether we'll pick up the situation of the stage 4 and stage 3 lockdown in Victoria. It's unlikely that will be the case, so we'll have to wait another month to see the impact of that in terms of Victoria. But our forecast is a rise of 50,000 in the latest month, that unemployment rate rising from 7.4% up to 7.9%, and that will be a fresh 22-year high. We haven't got the figures are out now. It shows an increase in jobs of 114,700. So a big increase in jobs, 114,700. The expectation had been for a rise of jobs of only 30,000, so certainly well and truly above expectations. The unemployment rate rising only from 7.4% to 7.5%. Now, most had expected a bigger jump in terms of the unemployment rate. That's quite an encouraging sort of result. And we've got an increase in the number of people looking for work. So the participation rate rising from 64 to 64.7%. We see the reaction in terms of the Aussie dollar here. Sort of the currency has risen quite significantly on the back of this. So it was sitting around about 71.7 cents. Now we're sitting at around about 71.85 cents, and certainly it's got a bit of upward momentum. So a good jobs result. Good in terms of the fact that more jobs have been created, but of course we do have the complication in terms of JobKeeper. Certainly a number of people have been protected from falling on the ranks of the unemployed because of JobKeeper. That's what it was designed to do, and it does look as though it's working very, very efficiently.
Yeah, so as you say, cautious about this. We don't know where it will go next month, and this was the first 2 weeks, this snapshot of last month. But some encouragement. So 70,000 more jobs created compared to expectation, essentially. And we're going to see the participation rate increase regardless as people start to go, well, there might be a job out there. It's a question of how much the unemployment rate goes up with it. So that's a reasoning why it's basically almost steady, which you'd say overall relatively good news as we search for some in these times, Craig?
Oh, it is good news that more jobs are being created. Now, certainly we've got a lot of volatility in terms of the figures. Last month, so the month of June, we had a rise of 211,000 in terms of jobs. Before that, the 2 previous months, we had a fall in jobs of around about 870,000. So a lot of volatility has happened in a very short space of time. But the fact that we've had more jobs created in the latest month is encouraging. The fact that the unemployment rate has only ticked a little bit higher. Now, got to remember that the Reserve Bank is expecting the unemployment rate to rise to 10%. Our expectation is that we'll get an unemployment rate around about 9%. We're still a long way short of that at 7.5%. So encouraging figures. There's still a lot of water to flow under the bridge, as you say, over coming months, particularly with the lockdown situation in Victoria.